Hello and welcome to this masterclass, which is all about setting up your online home. My goal for this masterclass is to place control in your hands, for you to be able to see how all the elements come together in your online home, which is your website. And that is the only place when you're working online that you have 100% control over what it is, where it's going, and how you can get your message across. If you haven't joined me before, my name is Susanna Ray, and I'm an online business strategist working the more introvert way of doing things as we look to build and grow your business online without the overwhelm and noise that we often suffer in many bigger programs. So welcome, and it's lovely to have you here with me today. So working online, we can often spend more attention on the outer edges of our universe, as you can see in this diagram here. There's the social channels, we've got our online training, we might have email campaigns. There's the affiliates and joint ventures and online events. Then, of course, you might have offline events and everything else that is happening in between. And when we are feeling this overwhelm hitting, it is often because we are flying around trying to do too many things at once. So in this masterclass, I would like you to bring you back to the center, to your online home, and the elements that need to be combined so that you can turn visitors into paying clients. And at the end, I will be sharing how you can work closely with me over the next few months to make sure that your core is solid. But let's now, just checking I've got everything. So the main element that we're going to be looking at, as I mentioned, is your website. It's your online home. And the pyramid, the triangle, it's a very powerful and strong shape, and I'm using this as well today to let you see what the three core elements are that you need to bring into your website. And these are your vision, your voice, and your visuals. So your vision, this is about your strategy and your branding. The voice is more what you say and your copy and the tone that you use throughout your website. And the visuals are always going to be the first impression that you ever make, because our brain takes in visual images far faster than reading text, than even listening. But where the sweet spot comes, and that's what you need to work on for your website, is right in the middle when all three of these combine together. So where do we start? And the vision. The vision is the place that when you're looking at your website that you really need to start, because this is your promise. It's your USP. It's the foundation of the transformation of your products. And you really need to know before you start creating a website what your vision is for your business, what your personality is, and what your story. This all comes into your vision. Then the next level up in the pyramid, as we grow and create the depth here, is your brand identity. Now, I'm sure you've heard this many times before, and this is when we're looking at your secret sauce, your color scheme, your fonts, the overall look and feel of your brand. It could also include your iconography, maybe the patterns you use, and yes, if you have one, your logo. Though the logo is often the latter thing that you might come up with and design rather than the start, because you do need to make sure that your message is connecting. And 90% of the information sent to the brain is visual. And in fact, Stanford research looked into this more and found 46% 46% of people look at a website design to discern the credibility of the business. So if somebody is looking to buy from you and you're wanting to bring that trust and credibility, that someone will hand over their credit card details to you online on the internet, having a strong brand identity and an established website where it really brings across your message, your voice, your visuals is so important, because many other studies have also shown that it only takes about 33 milliseconds for that opinion to be formed, basically. And you basically also have 6 to 11 seconds, depending on the research that you listen to, when someone lands on your homepage as to whether they decide that they're going to stick around and stay there. So colour does also play a huge role in your brand identity, and it will really help drive your sales when you choose correctly in that sphere. So we've gone through the business strategy, the business identity, and now user experience. User experience is something that I see many entrepreneurs in particular, they get so wound up in what they're doing with their business that they kind of forget that they have a client at the other end of their website and what to do. It's like, yes, your vision is important. Yes, your brand identity, so people can recognize your product and your output on a consistent basis. But the user experience, when we go into a website, is so important. And here I am sharing something that's called a heat map. And you might have seen something like this before. So this is a heat map taken from the Guardian website, and the red shows the areas where people look to the first and hover over and what they see in what sequence. And when you're designing your website, it is very important that the whole of the content, everything you put on there, is quick to understand, is easy to navigate, and delightful to experience. And what this means is you do need to make sure you are giving clear signposts to your visitor as where you want them to go, in what sequence, what they should be reading, what buttons should they be clicking. And this is where having action buttons all in the same colour, in a colour that attracts the attention, is really very important. And it's also important on that aspect to make sure they stand out. So you're always better actually having your action buttons in a colour that you're not using very much anywhere else on your website. And you obviously want the main information at the top. Most of us, we read, and particularly in the English language, we all read from left to right, from top to bottom. So that top left-hand corner that you can see highlighted here on this slide is the critical real estate on your website. And if you did my Roadmap for Success training, you will have heard me talk about on your homepage that you need to have your opt-in really front and central as the first thing that people see, because that is the main corner that people look to and they want to understand what you do and where you're going. So what you don't want is when you land on your website is just to see one big image, unless that image really tells absolutely everything about your business. You want to make sure you've got some text in there as well that draws the person in. The fourth layer then to your online home that you need to gather together is your content. And hello to those of you who are joining me live. I can see your comments and that's lovely. So if you have any questions as I'm going along, do also pop them in the comments. I'm just going to have a quick cup of tea because yes, you can still hear it. My voice is still croaky. So the content is the words and images and videos. This is where people learn more about you. And if you struggle writing yourself, it's really important to actually take the time and maybe even invest in a copywriter who could really translate what you're trying to put out there into the words that work for your business. And when it comes to images, lots and lots of people, I see there's certain photos, particularly in the land of entrepreneurs, that you see repeated again and again and again, because they're stock photos that, yes, you can buy, so you are able to use them. And also a quick word of warning on that is, I have had a business colleague recently sued when she used an image on her marketing which she'd picked up from the internet. She thought it was royalty free. It turned out it wasn't, and she'd been tracked down by the owner and is looking at a very large sum for not using it correctly. So I really encourage you to actually go to reliable and known sources for photos which you haven't taken yourself. So wherever possible, do get photos taken of you, which you then have the copyright of. Photos that you take yourself, if you're doing flat lays and you're taking photos of products maybe. Or you can go into some of these sites where they actually will sell them. And there's some really interesting sites out there as well. There's the big, large sites like Deposit Photos. AppSumo is often a place that you get like 100 photos for $100 to use. So for a lot of use, that can be quite good. But there's two other stock photo sites that I wanted to share with you right now, that if you're looking for something a bit out of the normal for your content, then have a look at Stocksy or Death to Stock Photo. Both of these are really trying to pick up and find new content and also celebrate and bring forward new creative photographic talent that is out there. Excuse me. Hi, Maria. Nice you can join in as well. And Dana Gita and Susanna, lovely to have you all here with me. So we've been building up, and I say, besides the photos themselves, another way you can actually turn stock photos into being a bit more unique to yourself is to have a look at photo filters. Now, if you know Photoshop or Lightroom, then you can go deep into this, and Creative Market is a great place as well, where you can buy photo filter sets. But on an easier way, there is also apps that you can use, and even within Instagram itself, you'll be aware of filters. And it's always worth choosing one that really reflects and combines with your images that gives the same feeling. And don't use lots of different filters the whole time. Pick one and stick with it, and then all your imagery will look far more cohesive when you're building for your website. And here I've got just a few samples where we talk about content, and this is also like your blog articles and your weekly videos. If you do them, you want to make sure that actually on your website you have got the content and you're bringing things. So when someone's wanting to get to know you, they can see lots of examples of how you work, the sort of information you share, and then they can make that decision as to whether you're the right person for them, whether you've got the background that they want, whether you're speaking to them directly. So the content, it's your words, it's your images, but it's not just on your main headline pages. It's also creating that content data place, because more than ever, Google and SEO on these search terms, they are still helping draw people to your website. Yes, the majority of the time you might be sending someone in directly, but the more content you put in and answer those key questions, in terms of what your audience wants, the more you'll get natural organic traffic coming into your website, which is, of course, what we all want. So right at the top of my pyramid in terms of these key elements as to how you need to bring your website together is, I've got it as a $sign, but it's gaining sales. Any business, all these elements working together will mean that a sale will happen. And that is that on your sales page, which is the page with your offer, that is the most important website page that you will ever create. So here, in fact, I can see my head's in slightly the wrong way, so I'm going to shoot myself down to the middle for this page. Is here I've got a layout of the critical pages that you should have on your website as a bare minimum. Now, starting in the top left, we have the home page. Then you'll need an about page, then your offer page, and your offer page is where the money comes in. This is where you'll need your payment buttons so you can get people through to a checkout. Your content pages will be linking to your blog, to your videos, to articles. There might be many things underneath that on a drop down. And you also need an easy way for people to contact you. So a big contact page is always really worthwhile. And then in the footer, many people try and put this one off. And these days, whatever you do, particularly if you are a business and you're wanting to get people's money because you're selling them something, you do need to have on your website clearly positioned in the footer as clickable links to your terms and conditions of business, your privacy policy, so that's all about your cookies and how you're saving information, and also any disclaimer that you might need to actually have. That will depend on your business. Now, these 3 boxes are so important as well that if you're doing anything like Facebook advertising, they will expect to see these links on your page, and any ads that you project or boost might then actually not be approved because you don't have those running. So of these pages, as I mentioned, the offer page on your sales page is absolutely key to turning yourself from just being a pretty website into a website where you are turning your visitors into paying clients, because you are giving them an offer where they can see absolutely everything that you have and what you can get, and you're giving all your value at that point. So on your offer or sales page, you need to answer all the questions your reader may have. And the reader needs to see real value in your proposition and see you as that credible supplier. And this is where pulling those 3 elements together are so important. Because many people think when they're creating the website that, okay, I'm going to start with a homepage. That's what I need. That's my bare minimum. I'm going to go onto my homepage. And yes, that kind of makes sense, but I'm here to share with you an industry secret that not many are letting on. And that is because the heart of your business is sales. And we all know that. That's not the secret. But you can shortcut your whole website creation process and ramp up your sales at the same time by starting with working on your offer page. So by going through the process of crafting, designing, and publishing your offer, you will then see with clarity how you need to populate the rest of your website. Because on a good offer page, on a good sales page, there are all these other elements that you have on your website, but in a snapshot form. So when you start with your offer page, you will also start by kickstarting your business and turning visitors into paying clients. So coming back to the initial triangle, and there, I'm just going to go back to the top because it's my preferred picture. So you can see that I'm hoping you get this and you're now thinking to yourself, wow, that makes sense. And if at this point you've taken everything you need to in this first 20 minutes of the masterclass to go, right, yeah, I can go off, I can do this on my own, then that is absolutely brilliant. And I'm so happy to have helped you to that point. But I also know there's all sorts of different people listening in, and you all have different needs. And maybe some of you are feeling of like, oh, that was quite a quick whistle-stop tour, and I'm not really sure whether I've got the right vision, I've got the right voice, or I've got the right visuals for my audience. And maybe you're thinking, am I doing it the right way? Do I have an offer that will take me to the next stage of my business? Maybe you're wondering, am I conveying my talents the way I can help people in the right way? Then that's where I can step in and do this with you. So if you feel you would benefit with some extra clarity to define your direction and have security of someone looking out for you and guiding you gently at this stage, then know that I am here for you and I can look over your shoulder for the next few months to see how you're going and steer you towards your goal. But I want to recap right now for you that the goal of this masterclass of the last 20 minutes has been for me to give you that feeling of control in your hands so you can see how all the elements come together to give you that credibility and trust factor that makes your clients then want to purchase from you, and the importance that the website plays within that. So it's not just about the visuals, though they are important. It's not just about the voice, though that too is important. And it's not just about your vision. It's about that sweet spot where all this comes together. And if there is one thing I would like you to take away from this training today, is to look at how you can elevate your vision, voice, and visuals in your online home, in your website. But one of my fears today is that you might listen to this and say, great, I know what to do, but then will you put it back on the shelf and completely forget about it? Or will you actually go in, dig down, and really elevate your voice, your visuals, and your vision, and really have them reflect in your website in the way that will really benefit your business? Because this isn't a one-time thing in the sense that you just do it and you're done. As an entrepreneur, it's something that every year you need to reevaluate and look at and see where you are now and where you wish to go in the future. And one of the biggest elements that I see my clients and all the wonderful introverted women who I speak to struggle with is really in creating their signature offer. And your signature offer is the one that brings in the new clients through the front door of your business, and it addresses the most urgent need that you can solve. So it provides that transformation that leaves your clients feeling happy and fulfilled. So today I am opening the doors to my small group coaching program, where we will together get your online home set up for success. I'd like to introduce you to the signature offer system, which will expand your business online, earn your true worth, and live the life you desire. So I see many people living out of their own comfort zone as they create something they feel they have to create rather than it's the right offer for them and their clients. And it's about alignment with the reason why you decided to start your business in the first place. Because you haven't chosen the easy route to revenue, and you're trying to do everything in your business with, many hats and trying to get there. And so what I am offering in this program, which is a 10-week program, is for you to finally take the action, and rather promising yourself that you will at some point look at your website and you will elevate it, is that you actually will do it. So your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to craft, design and publish your signature offer in 10 weeks or less, so that you can expand your business online, earn your true worth and live that life that you desire. Because your signature offer is the heart of your business, the one that calls your people to you. And it's not just created in a moment in your head. It is crafted from your experiences, your expertise, and the needs of your clients. This is why we take 10 weeks to really make sure that you are hitting the nail on your head, and you will have an offer page that you are so proud and confident that you will be more than happy to shout and share it out into the world. Because to create an offer, it takes thought, research and creation. And one of the things that I do when I'm working in these small group environments is there's very few people who look at this product creation process in the same way as I do. Quite often you have people coming from one side only. They might just look at the voice because they are copywriters. They might just look at the visuals because they're just into branding and brand identity. But the vision and the business strategy has to come in to make that strength of an offer and the business. And this is where I come in with my high touch training, where you get continuous advice and feedback on the copy and visuals and strategy that you're working on in your business. And this is something I'm so passionate about that I've been involved in big group programs, and it doesn't work for those of us who need a bit more one-on-one attention, who get very overwhelmed and things can push to a side. And Claudia was part of my last small group training program. And for her, she mentioned it was a complete game changer, because it was this personal, in-depth approach, to use her words here. She said, my biggest win is by far creating something with the help of a professional, instead of getting some info and then having to wing it yourself. And I know all too well that many of you listening in will have downloaded lots and lots of freebies and looked for the advice, and you've got so much information probably stored on your computer. And then you think, now what? Now what do I do? Because doing it completely on your own is incredibly tough. I didn't get to where I am in my business today by working on my own. I invested in help, in business coaches, in those who'd gone before me to really help. And I have now supported personally over 500 women entrepreneurs across the globe to grow their business and visibility online. And I'd love to help you too, because business design and marketing have been in my veins since I started working over 25 years ago. And as I've grown with the rise of the internet and learned each platform as it's grown in itself as well, I've seen what works and what doesn't. And it's this combination of bringing in the voice with the visuals and the vision, which is the triad to your business success. So I am now going to share in detail what we're going to do in these 10 weeks. The 10 weeks are going to be divided into 5 modules. So we're going to take 2 weeks for each module. And the first one, we're going to set you up for success. So you'll choose your product and create your own personalized online offer blueprint. That means with simple action steps, at the end of the second week, you'll know exactly what your product is and how you're going to start instigating that. Then in module 2, we'll look at your eureka moment. This is when you'll realize what makes your product unique and generate your first leads before you have even published your offer. This is an amazing game changer of a module that is such an exciting time within the program. In module 3, we go in and discover the diamonds. This is how to make your product irresistible so people can't help but say yes. Then in module 4, we'll set off those sparklers. These are the key elements to get your clients lining up at your front door with their credit card in hand. So you'll learn all the special elements that you need to include in your offer to answer, to help people really understand how you can help them. In the last module, in module 5, is when we get all our ducks in a row and you follow the stress-free SOS template, signature offer system template, that brings everything you need together to make the perfect sale. And it's in that module that you'll have your sales offer page published online. And if at this point you're going, but I don't have a website, or I'm not so good at the tech, don't worry, because I've got something special for you for that. So at the end, you will have created and published your lucrative signature offer. Here is an overview so you can see how we'll run through again, and I will be sharing the link to the page where you can get more information and sign up for this in a little while. But you can see how we'll move through step by step to make sure that you're taking just one action at a time, and when you complete that action, you'll then move on to the next action, following your mission if you choose to accept it, which is to craft, design and publish your signature offer in 10 weeks or less. So what you get in detail, I mentioned that I do lots of small group pod training, and you'll have over 15 hours in total of these weekly training sessions where you can get all your questions answered, but also benefit from the side door coaching you get when listening in to others in a similar situation. So during the onboarding survey, you will say which coaching times work best for you. Currently, they're all planned to run on a Thursday. But in addition to that, there will be 6 live Tuesday tech support sessions. And this is where at the start of each module, we're going to have a tech how-to for that part of the training. I need another drink. So you can really squash those demons. And if you can't follow, or you're at the point where you're just saying, I've got too much on, I can't do this, I also have an amazing lady who is fabulous with helping set up your website, and I have a really good member offer for you. If you have no website right now, or maybe your website isn't quite what you want and you're looking for something that's more intuitive, it's easier to adjust, it looks more modern, it gives you those higher end visuals and is laid out in a way that will actually convert your visitors, then we have a solution for you lined up that will take no more than 2 weeks to set up when you press the action button. And thirdly, there's going to be a personal accountability document which I use through Google Drive that will just be between you and I. So this is where I make sure that you personally are also staying on track, and you can communicate with me between our weekly live coaching sessions to ask questions and see how you're getting on. As well, on top of that, at the start of each week, I will be drip feeding some video training, letting you know exactly where your focus needs to be and what you're doing at each start of each week. Incorporated in this program, because I know we all have stuff happening, is there are actually 3 implementation weeks as well. So the training itself is 10 weeks, but we'll be together 13 weeks in total. And we'll be starting on the 10th of February, running through to the 10th of May. And of course, all the live coaching, the replays will be available. Britt, who was involved in my last coaching as well, wrote a beautiful testimonial that I have on the screen here that I'll just leave a moment for you to read whilst I have another sip of tea. So you can see, again, it's the focus that gets you moving forward. It's the focus which really brings results. Now, to encourage those of you who are wanting to do this and get going, besides everything else I've already mentioned, I've got some amazing bonuses for you. Now, the first one is the Kickstart bonus, and this is the complete website bundle. So these are my templates of showing exactly what you need to place on those 5 different pages, including what you should put in terms and conditions and privacy policy. And this bundle is yours right at the start of the training. It will be released so you can see as well how your offer page goes within your whole website. You will also receive a free ticket to the VIP Mastermind Day that I will be holding on Friday the 15th of May here in beautiful South Oxfordshire. It's at a riverside venue that is absolutely gorgeous and very easy to access by public transport as well. And on that day, we'll then be looking at your marketing campaigns that you'll be setting up and using to take your business going even further. Your graduation bonus will be the marketing and mindset pack, where you have lots of motivational and thought-provoking and practical talks by fellow introvert entrepreneurs that can give you that motivation and inspiration to keep going after your time within the live program. Now, if this is something that you feel and you really want and need, I also have my fast action bonus that if you sign up by the end of Friday, the 31st of January, you'll get a bonus 60-minute private session in the middle of the program, which is where I know it's quite often the point where people fall off and they need a bit of extra help. So this is where, when you're feeling like, oh, I'm not sure what's happening, life's overwhelming me. With this bonus, you can schedule that call at exactly the time that works for you, and we get together and we will push away all those fears and doubts and get you moving and leaving you re-energized. Also, I have a full payment bonus, because the way I am crafting this offer is the investment is identical, whether you take the payment plan or the full payment. But as a thank you for myself, because obviously full payment means there's no worry about follow-up and future payments, I'm going to invite you to attend a very special Kickstart session on the 6th of February so you can start and hit the ground running with the program. So, are you ready to accept your mission? Do you need to craft, design, and publish your signature offer? Well, join me, and in 10 weeks or less, you will be ready to expand your business online, earn your true worth as you know on your website your vocals, your voice, your visuals, and your vision are aligned to give you that credibility. So your investment for this high-touch, hands-on program is just $1,497 US. And you can get started today with just $499. And the link, which I will also just post, I'm just going to post it into the comments here. So if you're interested and you would like to come further with this, I would love to see you, and I have made this at a price point that means you get the high hands-on support that you need to make sure this happens. Now, if you went to a copywriter, to a brand identity person, to doing business strategy on its own, each of those would cost $2,000. And I'm offering for just $1,497 the full package so you can fully understand where you're at. But not only that, I'm also putting my mouth where your money is. I think that could be the expression. I'm offering a 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Now that covers the whole of the program period. So I guarantee that you will have your signature offer published and ready to bring in sales at the end of the program, or I will keep working with you until you get this result. And that means I'm personally guaranteeing your success and leaving you with a no-risk investment. Because I'm absolutely sure if you follow the steps in the order that I give you, at the end of the course, you will have your lucrative signature offer published online and attracting new clients so you can grow your business. I am so fully behind this that it's the first time I've gone, you need to have a guarantee. In coaching, a money refund is not possible because it's my time. My time is already spent. But what I am happy to do is put my time behind your success and guarantee that you'll get what you need at the end. So if you have any questions for me, and yes, Dana Gita, I am very happy you have already subscribed. You are a super fast action taker. So Dana Gita, you get absolutely all the bonuses that I have mentioned right now. And anyone who joins before Friday midnight, you will also get all the bonuses. And if you've got any questions, then do also in the comments, I put a link if you want to book a call with me, chat on Zoom. I've cleared my calendar for this next week. So if you want to catch me individually and ask me, see whether it's right for you. One thing, if you're new to me and you haven't worked with me before, you will know that if this program I don't feel is right for you right now in your business, I will be honest with you. This isn't going to be a hard sale. You've got to feel that it's right. And you can email me as well. If you go through to the link on here that I'm showing on the screen to the sales page, then you can also click through direct email me your questions. I am here for you, and I really feel that the time is now for you to elevate your voice, your visuals, and your vision in your business by creating the perfect signature offer that you will feel so proud about that no longer you'll have those worries about when people say, what do you do? You'll know the answer. You'll be able to define it. And that is the joy that the clarity can bring for you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for listening. And please do reach out, book a call, email me. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, then message me as well, or LinkedIn. They all work. I'm here to answer your questions this week, and I really look forward to helping you create your lucrative signature offer. Take care, everyone. Bye.